Welcome everybody back to Boost Motion, guys, and today we're going to talk about the JB4 for your Mercedes C63 and C63s. This also could apply to the E63, any car with the M177, 178, and I believe 176 motor. Just double check me on that, but outside that, guys, hit the intro. Welcome everybody back to Boost Motion, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. So welcome back everybody. For anyone that's new to this channel, definitely tap in, hit the subscribe button with the bell notification, and check on all the videos on my Mercedes content. And for my older Boost Motion family, I know this isn't the usual Infinity stuff, but you know about the JB4, and we're going to be using the JB4 boost controller on our Mercedes C63. So for anyone that's new to the burger tuning platform and want to know what the hell this is about, pretty much the JB4 is an electronic controller for boost for your any turbocharged vehicle that they have support for. What they do is they create a device that can read the map sensors. The map sensors on your car pretty much read the amount of boost or pretty much PSI of boost that comes from the turbos. What it does is it pretty much tricks the car into thinking that it's getting a little less boost, so the car actually would add in a bit more boost, just to quickly explain it. So if your Mercedes is putting out 9 pounds of boost at 4,000 RPM, it tricks the car, depending on what map settings you have within this electronic boost controller, to give you 6, 7, 8 more PSI on top of that. You're still running the stock tune, but the car will compensate and will pretty much thinking that it's running at a certain amount of boost. It'll just make the adjustments. It's not a tune. You don't do any flashing or anything to your ECU, such as a Rentec or WiseTech tune. And it's perfectly safe to use. You just have to choose within the specific maps that Burger Tuning has used. Also on top of that, with the Burger Tuning Boost Controller, what you can do is data log. What is data logging? Once you connect all the parameters, you can get to read once you connect the boost controller, you can check all the parameters on your vehicle, such as boost pressure, timing, trim levels, fueling, etc. This will allow you to know if the car is running right and running right properly. When you data log, you get to pretty much read all this information, and based on, you could check on the N54 Fanatic site. A lot of people upload their data logs there. But pretty much if you stick within the maps that they recommend, they took extensive time in testing to make sure that you can run those maps on 91, 93, E30, and race gas maps. And you shouldn't have any issues. But when you data log, you can actually just see the parameters and see if the car is running right. Also, there's different maps from like map 1, map 2, map 3, which usually add 4, 5, 6 pounds of boost above stock on top of your regular boost. Also, you have a valet map, you have a water meth map, which pretty much shoots methane into the air charge, which is a lot denser. We're not really going to talk about that in this video. And you have a map 6 map where you can actually control and put in the amount of boost that you want per RPM. You also have boost by gear. This allows you, especially on a rear-wheel drive C63 and C63s, that on hard launches, you pretty much have no traction. So what you can do is actually lower the amount of boost per RPM at the lower RPM, so you can have a better launch, and then a lot of the boost will come in at the higher RPM. So it's so much more easier for better launching. This is really pretty cool. I mean, you can definitely get a full-fledged tune to do something similar to this, but I realize a lot of tuners actually don't do that. So this is really good, useful boost controller that you can add just as regular daily use. You can use it on a stock car. You can also use it on your full catback or full catless downpipe system. I still wouldn't recommend using this type of stuff on full catless systems, because now the AFRs are completely off. The car isn't running like if it's stock. But you can run it on an intake system and or maybe a secondary catalytic catback system, and just keep it within those parameters and data log, data log, data log. But also on top of that, here's another secret thing people don't realize about burger tuning. They can also add this on top of your tune. So let's say if you get a WiseTech tune or a Rentec tune, right? That's it. They sent you your map, your stage 1. That's it. if you want a stage 2, they may sit there and tell you, hey, you have to pay this X amount of money for a stage 2. You're gonna need downpipes. Or what if you want to just run a bit more boost at the top end, right? These over-the-counter tunes you may get from Rentec, Wisetech, they're very super conservative. They're used all across the world from different fuels, from 89, 91, 93 fuel to 94 fuel. So they're going to give you a super conservative map. They're really just turning up the boost, and they're really tapering it off at the top. That's really it. They're not really making any crazy changes to timing. I know they're probably going to watch these videos down the line, and it's the honest truth. I've already looked at some of the data logs compared through on the N54 Fanatics site just for the regular stock tune. They're super conservative. So I understand it is expensive motor. They don't want to break anything. But what you could do with this is, once you get your tune, you can buy this unit. This can allow you to quickly see the parameters of the car and always know if the car is running right. Also, on top of that, with using map 6, you can actually add about 2 PSI. You can add a couple of PSI on top at the higher RPM. This will give you better power, and you can data log it and see if the car is running right. If your fuel trims and your AFRs are still good, then you can actually keep those up added boost on top of the RPM. Now, for my Infinity guys that are watching, I'm kind of letting the cat out of the bag. I've always kept the Burger Tuning JB4 for my regular tune on my Q50, Q60 to run higher PSI at the higher RPM. I really didn't do it too much, but I did use it in some cases, some races that I had. But at the end of the day, it can only but do so much on a smaller turbo Q50, Q60. But we'll see what happens with the C63. So hopefully I get this unit is going to be working properly. I've definitely read a hit and miss. I'm realizing it's all based on install. Make sure everything's installed properly. And also on top of that, the install seems a little bit hard because there's different map sensors, and you can also install it on a fuel pressure sensor. So let me just start clipping in things and see if I can show you how this thing is supposed to be set up like. So I'm going to include the list below on all the tools that's needed to install the JB4. But what we're going to do right now is just start setting up the harness. This is the Bluetooth harness. They changed it up in the last couple of years. Before it was you have to splice it in, but now I guess they designed it. They always make it a lot more easier. So you connect this so that you can connect this to your app on your iPhone or your Android, so you can change the maps on the fly. This is super easy and simple, and you know, it's self-explanatory, but I'll show you how it looks. All right, so this is the inside of it. This is where you connect the Bluetooth to open the case. This is a really good high quality case. Shout out to Burger Tuning. It's a really good solid case compared to the old cases they used to use. It's better weather seal and everything like that. You got to use an Allen key to take these off, and you're going to use these little screws to tighten it, and then this little wire will fit between there, and you'll close it back nice and tight. All right, so this harness that you see is what goes into the OBD, so you can read all the parameters. That plugs into this green and white wire here. I'm probably going to run this along the door jamb or something like that. And then we're going to look at some of the other stuff on the harness. I want you just to quickly let you guys know which part of the harness connects to what map sensor. Number one, the shorter side, this one right here, goes towards the driver's side map sensor 1, right? You're reading map sensor 1. This is with the red, yellow, and black wires, right? That clips in. This is for map sensor 2, which are not going to install these on at all. This will not be clipped into map sensor 2, okay? This is only if JB4 Burger Tuning tell you to install these for technical problems and etc. They'll let you know if you ever had an issue. They'll say, we need to install these, okay? So we're not installing map sensor 2 harness. Just clip this in, whatever. Now, orange and black one, this is for the fuel pressure sensor. So you could get readings. I don't know if it makes any changes to fuel or whatever, anything like that. I'm not too positive, but I'll look more into this. But I think I could get away without having to install these two. So let's not worry about those. Now for the passenger side, you think the colors will be the same, but they didn't want to confuse you. So for the passenger side, it's going to be map sensor 3 we're reading. And this harness is going to be with the purple wire. Take a look. And it looks like a dark, 2 black wires, I would assume, but it's the one with the purple wire. This goes to map sensor 3. Map sensor 4, once again, just like map sensor 2, we're not installing this. This is only as per Burger Tuning told us to install. If there's any other technical issues, they'll let you know to install this, but you're not installing it, so don't worry about installing map sensor 4. And finally, you have, you have the fuel pressure sensor, which is labeled in blue. And this is going to be the fuel pressure sensor on the passenger side, which I believe I don't have to install. But anyways, you kind of know what we need to do here. So I'm going to pretty much bring this video to a close, because the next video should be us installing this harness on the C63. So you guys, you already know what to do. If you want to check out the links to this Burger Tuning JB4 for the C63, M176, M177, M178, definitely check it out at the Burger Tuning site. Also, if you want to tap in with me at Boosted Motion on IG, Facebook, and boostedmotion@gmail.com. Otherwise than that, guys, you have a good morning, good afternoon, good night. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. See you in the next video. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also, on top of that, if you want to purchase some Boosted Motion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you.